EFCC, ICPC. Well, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. I'm a bushman, so I don't know what that word would mean. I don't know. Yes, and as a student of English also, I don't know what it means. I don't know it. It's only in Nigeria that I hear it. People say, but protocol, I don't know. I know protocol as a word, but protocol as trying to introduce people who have maybe already been introduced by the MC. We know them, and every speaker must reintroduce them to us. I don't know that one. So I say, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum. You see, I have a problem with this AL-HABIBIYYAH. And somebody who is the imam, who claims to be my friend. But this AL-HABIBIYYAH is doing things not the way that we are used to them. EFCC, thank you for those beautiful words that you have said, and the way you have said them, and the quotations from the Bible. ICPC, you know what he presented was another good one, with a lot of Quranic verses in them. And that is what this AL-HABIBIYYAH is doing. I listened to one pastor, and he was saying, whoever begs in the name of Allah, don't give him. Now, instead of AL-HABIBIYYAH to say, whoever begs in the name of God or Jehovah, don't give them. AL-HABIBIYYAH will open its doors during Ramadan. Muslims, Christians, even outside Ramadan, they come in here, they are fed, and peaceful coexistence is personified by what they do. I have seen the American ambassador, I have seen Onaiko, the Archbishop Emeritus, here, distributing food to people. So I really cannot understand why a body that preaches will now be so open and even helping the government in its peaceful coexistence activities and bringing everybody together, regardless of their faith, their tribe, their color, and whatever they profess. These are the people now. Now, this book they told me to talk about is another one. What we know in our local Islamic setting is the Imam does not need to labor to produce khutbah according to what is happening around him. No, the khutbah maybe has been there for 100 years, and every day it is repeated. Even some of the worshippers have memorized the khutbah. So, AL-HABIBIYYAH is telling us now that the essence of the khutbah is to change people. So, the sermon guide is to guide imams on how to present the khutbah on contemporary issues. And they chose corruption. So now they are training the imams on this. Not only that, everybody mentions this MacArthur Foundation as if it's, yes, I agree, but MacArthur Foundation has done a lot. But MacArthur Foundation met AL-HABIBIYYAH on the road. Because the problem of this AL-HABIBIYYAH is once you give AL-HABIBIYYAH 1 mile, inshallah, when we only open the eye, they will be 100 miles away. They are moving so fast, and they said speed kills. But they are moving a lot. Not if you if you are an enemy to Al-Habibiyah, may Allah help you. Because you will die every day. You are nursing the inward rage of a progress. Before you finish nursing that one, they will do another one. Makamba Foundation met them on the road. They have been working and been doing what they have been doing even before Makata came. So Makata is Allah sent. They met them on the road and they continued. Now instead of Habibiyah to leave these imams alone, you know, the way we have been used to things, the imam is there, a very simple person. He doesn't know how to make 1 naira, 2 naira. He is at the blessing of the worshippers. What they give him is what he takes. And he dares not say anything that will anger anybody because no money will come again. Now they are trying to make the imams to be independent, to know what to do. They are imams and they are business people or they are farmers. Yes. So you see, that is the problem of this Al-Habibiyah. And Father Kola was mentioning something about empowering people, about spending out of the superfluity of your wealth to those who do not have. Because unless somebody has the baby hole, there is every tendency for that person to be corrupt. Or if you fail to spend on others, and your wealth is confined only to a very limited group of people, as the Quran has mentioned, you will not sleep. Because those children you have neglected, those needy and indigent that you refuse to take care of, either they or their progeny will make life very difficult for you. So instead of Al-Habibiyah to leave us alone to continue as we have always been, Al-Habibiyah wants to change that narrative and to make us better citizens, better Muslims, and people who can sleep peacefully. This book should be read by every imam that wants to change from the un-Islamic way of repeating what has been there many, many years. The Arabic that is contained in the book, it's maybe during the next version of the book that it should be corrected, because some of the Arabic words have gone into others. When you are typing for Mac users on page, then once you write Arabic, you have to change the position of the writing from left to right or from right to left. Otherwise, during printing, the words will jam and go into each other. But at least the words are very clear. Whoever, because it's for the imams, they will have no problem at all because they know the verses. They know, it's just a guide. They know the verses. This edifice is another one. Instead of Al-Habibiyah to just build any mosque, what is important is to pray now. But they want to have an edifice, an imposing one at that, in a place that there is no mosque around. Including Asoko. Not only in Mozambique, including Asoko entirely. There is no other mosque but this. So they want this to be an imposing structure whereby you see it from every angle and it accommodates the Muslims within and those that are in its environs. And somebody said, whatever you spend, you see. That is very, very unusual. Unusual. Because what that fellow said, there is no appeal fund for the mosque. What we know is you have people around the NRG, first aid workers and so on with buckets and so on, asking for water and so on. That is not done, and the structure of the construction has not stopped. So that is, what I'm trying to emphasize to you in an indirect sort of way. They do things not in a way that we are used to. And my friend is the leader, but what is being shown here is that the leader is not better than all, but the leader has people around that are very good and who are experts in other fields, who will now guide every step of the leader as somebody who directs the entire society for the project. So when you thank AL-HABIBIYYAH, you don't thank my friend. You thank those people behind the scene who are working day and night to produce what you now see. Maybe what we need to learn from my friend, and I think even the Jews should learn from him. Give direction and allow others to do the job, because we are all together in reward. And this is what other imams should also emulate. Let me conclude. On a more serious note this time around. You see, you have made me forget my point. Islam is about living. Islam is about progress. You don't stay in one place. And you move with the time. You move with the time. Corruption is not confined to stealing money, dishonesty, or betrayal of trust. Corruption covers everything. And that is why there is a connection between EAT-HALAL and corruption. Because one goes into the other. Every aspect of life in the Quran, and as we have seen in the book, corruption is everywhere. From even before we came to the earth, when the angels complained to Allah about sending a vicegerent on earth, their reason was he would cause corruption in the earth and spill blood. That was what they said. But that Allah also spoke about banditry. And banditry is part of corruption. Corruption is not confined to the work of ICPC, EFCC. And the book said, quoting a verse from the Quran, that the human mind is inclined to corruption and to evil except the ones that my Lord guided. That is why, and it's an experiment, every time EFCC, ICPC is mentioned, there is a feeling in you of some certain level of discomfort. Because in every human being there is some level of evil, except the one that Allah has guided. That is what the Quran says. So banditry and any other thing that you may think of, including coming to meetings late, is part of corruption. For a program that will start at a certain time, and one saunters into the meeting at the time that they please, except where a reason is given. On NDE, I was told that there was a phone call earlier. We have some issues, but we will be with you soon. That's okay. But for anyone to just saunter into a meeting that is scheduled for a specific time at their own convenience, that is part of corruption. And for the society or the organizers to delay such meetings until such time as others will be around is part of corruption. So where a time is stated and scheduled for a meeting, that meeting should start that moment in time. Salam alaikum.